Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. We got more spoilers as we get close to finishing the spoiler list for Dragons of Tarkir. What the? Wow, am I stuck in the past? Dragonstorm Tarkir. Anyway, let's not forget. Comment, like, subscribe. Links in the description. eBay TCG player. Be a YouTube member. Little as $1. Get you videos early and all kinds of other good shenanigans. And let's get started, shall we? So, we're going to start off with the Ancestral Storm Shell. Actually, it's called the Ambling Storm Shell. However, for 2 blue and 3 colorless, this 5/9 with Ward 2 says when this creature attacks, put 3 stun counters on it, and draw 3 cards. Now, whenever you cast a turtle spell, you get to untap this creature. Are we going to see Turtle Tribal? God, I hope so. And it's going to be more than just turtling up, too. Because at 5/9 with Ward 2, this is a beat stick. The fact that you can attack with this every turn... Well, okay, let me take that back. The fact that when you attack with this, you draw 3 cards... makes this amazing. Say what you will. In Commander, I'm going to start playing Twiddle. Because I'm going to not twiddle my bone flute. I'm going to twiddle my turtle. Along with all other things that you can do to make this thing untap. Everything from exiling it, put it back into play untapped, to just untapping it. This is a rare, and it's going to be a powerhouse. And at 5/9, it's going to be really hard to kill. You know, yeah, this is sweet. Moving on, we have the Roar of Endless Song. So, Tamir, red, blue, green, and 2 colorless saga. Stage 1, you get a 5/5 green elephant creature token. Saga number 2, same thing. Saga number 3, double the power and toughness of each creature you control to end of turn. Ugh. That means you have 2 10/10s. And if that doesn't go that far, 5 mana for a 5/5 is fine. But getting a second one for free is amazing for 5 mana. This is good enough for standard if we can find a way to get it into play without dying. And when I mean dying, I don't necessarily mean the enchantment. I mean more or less you as a player. In Limited, this is insane on turn 5. And it's great in Commander as well. I think this is going to be a very, very popular saga. It seems Tamir's getting some tools instead of being a tool. Anyway, we have Warden of the Grove, green and 2 colorless for a 2/2 Hydra. Oh, it's a little Hydra. But at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature so it becomes a 3/3. That's good. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. What that means, put X +1/+1 counters on the creature that entered, or create a XX white spirit creature token. This is insane. This will see Saiyan plan. God, I'm tongue-tied. It's so good. This is going to see standard play. It's going to be a bomb in Limited if it doesn't get dealt with. Commander Hydra decks are going to buy this up. Now, it's only a rare. I'd hate to over forecast how good this is, but this is easily a $5 rare. If there's a alternate full border art thing, that will probably be pricey. Next, we have Osseous Exhale. There's a whole lot of O's and S's in there. Anyway, it's a white and 1 instant. In additional cost to casting this spell, you may behold a dragon. Either choose a dragon you control or reveal one from your hand. It deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. If the dragon was beheld, you gain 2 life. This is a great combat removal for Limited. You don't have to behold the dragon. All you get is 2 life for it. And for 2 mana, it does 5 damage to attacking or blocking. This is amazing removal for damn near anything in the format. This may be good enough for standard. Like, this seems really good. Next, we have Dispelling Exhale. A blue in 1 instant, you may behold the dragon. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. If a dragon was beheld, counter the spell unless they pay 4. This is just your typical counter spell at pay 2, which will be good in standard. If you do have dragons, paying 4 is just a bonus to make it harder for the opponents to actually cast things. I think this is going to be very popular, and foil versions of this will be pretty hot too, especially in dragon decks. Next, we have Molten Exhale. We're exhaling in every color. Red and 1 sorcery. When you cast this spell, behold the dragon. It deals 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker. Okay, so it just does 4 damage. Oh, you may cast it as though it has flash if you behold a dragon. So this could be a 2 mana, 4 damage creature planeswalker removal spell if you have a dragon. Or reveal one from your hand. This is going to be the go-to removal spell. Yes, you can't damage the opponent. I get that. However, 4 damage at instant speed if you show a dragon or have a dragon in play is just insane, especially when it's creature or planeswalker. The extra point of damage will matter. I think this is going to be really good in the new format, mainly standard. We got lots better things going on in Commander and older formats, but in limited and standard, this is going to be a thing. Now we have the Piercing Exhale. The green one is a green and 1 instant. When you cast it, you may behold a dragon. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to creature or planeswalker. If you behold the dragon, Surveil 2. This is also amazing, especially for limited. This is a great removal spell because, let's be fair, if you're in green, you're going to be laying some big nappy things. Some of them dragons, some of them not. Either way, it's going to be big enough to kill whatever you want to kill, and creature or planeswalker. And if you happen to have a dragon, Surveilling 2 is so good. All right, next we have the Hardened Tactician. I was called that once in high school. Anyway, black, white, and 1 for a 2/4. Not bad. For 1, sacrifice a token, draw a card. So this is interesting. This is easily good enough for limited because it's a 3 mana 2/4. Could be good in standard if there's enough token shenanigans going on. Don't know if there will be or not. Could be good in aristocrats, depending on how many tokens they generate. Probably, honestly, not enough, but you never know. It does also cost a mana to activate. In Commander, this seems really good. Tons of tokens generation in Commander. And for 1 mana, you sack a token to draw a card. It just seems sweet. And she's got a big booty. We have the Crotid Nest Guard. God, what is that thing? It's it's definitely an insect. That looks like a form of spider. I'm this dude right here. Fuck this. Green and 2 for a 4/4 defender. Woo! For green and 2, the creature can attack this turn as though it didn't have defender. So, nothing great, honestly. I mean, amazing for limited as a 4/4 defender that you can turn into an attacker for 3 mana when you got nothing better to do. But other than that, it's really not going to do anything, which is kind of sad. Just costs too much, and All right. Meticulous Artisan. Red and 3 for a 3/3 with prowess. When this creature enters, create a treasure token. So you get mana back, basically a 3 cost for a 3/3 with prowess. You've got to wait to turn 4 to cast it, though, unless you have some other way to sneak it out early. I mean, this is fine for limited. I don't think it's a C play in anything else, really. Just doesn't really do enough. We have the Fire Rim Form. Red and 1, enchantment ore has flash. Enchants a creature. When it enters, enchanting creature gains first strike till the end of turn. Enchanting creature gets +2/+0. Good combat trick for limited. Really the only place it's going to be any good. I mean, it could be okay in standard, but for 2 mana, you can do actual removal spells instead of something that might not remove something. Because if you ain't got a creature, this is really useless. So, probably better off just playing Lightning Strike. Next, we have Worthy Cost. So, 1 black. In addition to cast a spell, you have to sacrifice a creature, exile target creature, or planeswalker. We've seen this reprinted several times with different names. Fine for limited, really as far as it's going to go. Now we have Whale of War. Black and 2 instant. Get to choose one. Creatures target opponent controls get -1/-1, or return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Again, sweet for limited. Probably the only place it's going to see play, sadly enough. Then we have this little fella, Stillness in Motion. So, blue and 1 enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you mill 3 cards. Then if you have no cards in your library, exile this enchantment and put 5 cards from your graveyard on top of your library in any order. This is going to be a good include on several commander decks. Other than that, probably not doing a whole lot. I mean, I just don't. I think there's better things to do with 2 mana than to cast this, possibly. But in Commander, it'd be a good addition to Thassa's Oracle decks and so forth because, there's nothing worse than getting your Oracle killed. And with this in play, if you do happen to run out of cards, you can take your Thassa from the graveyard and put it back into your deck. So, yeah. But that's really about... there's other shenanigans as well. Let's not go there. It could see standard play if there's some weird graveyard shenanigans going on, but we'll have to wait and see. Next, we have Wingspan Stride. 1 blue enchantment or enchant creature. Creature gets +1/+1 and flying. For a blue and 2, return it to its owner's hand. Fine for limited. Gives a little bit of evasion, a little bit of pump. But other than that, not gonna see any action. We have the Starry-Eyed Skyrider. It says Skyrider, and she's flying next to it. Anyway, point being, it's a white and 2 for a 1/3 flyer. When this creature attacks, another target creature you control gains flying to the end of turn. Attacking tokens you control have flying. This is fine. Great for limited. Probably halfway decent for standard with all the tokens that are floating around. Or not standard, sorry. Commander with all the token decks floating around. But other than that, probably not a whole lot going on with this. For 3 mana, you could do a lot better in white, especially in standard. Next, we have Synchronized Charge. Green and 1 sorcery. Distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. Creatures you control with counters on them gains Vigilance and Trample. That's a thing. If we're going to do a counter deck in standard or commander, 2 mana, put counters on stuff. Who cares what? Everything's got Vigilance and Trample is a win condition. And it's got Harmonize. So you could do it for even cheaper the next time. So this seems like a good card for Commander, limited. We'll have to see how much token stuff is in Standard. This would be good in Standard if Standard has enough stuff to support it. And that's really the question. Because Vigilance and Trample, that's powerful. Let's not lie. Next, we have the Sinkhole Surveyor. Black and 1 for a 1/3 flyer. Interesting. When this creature attacks, you lose 1 life, and this creature endures 1. Okay, this is weird. This is a good card. Probably going to see lots of standard play. You attack, you endure 1 immediately, so you can either get a 1/1, or put a +1/+1 on this, so you lose 1 life, and you get to hit your opponent with a 2/4. The next turn, you do it again. You can lose 1 life, hit your opponent with a 3/5. This could be very powerful. Spitting out tokens to actually block so you can get damage in as well could be powerful. This seems very promising for black. We'll have to see where black is at in the set, in the standard. But this looks pretty good. And in limited, this is a bomb. Just insanely good. Next, we have the Keru Goldkeeper. Little dragon. Blue, it's a Sultai dragon. Blue, green, black, and 1 for a 3/3 flyer. 4 for a 3/3 flyer. Not bad. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard during your turn, you get a treasure token. That is sweet. Notice it doesn't say once a turn either. So if you can space out when they leave your graveyard and let this resolve, it'll trigger every time. It also has Renew, blue, green, black, and 2. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 +1/+1 counters and a flying counter on target creature. Only as a sorcery. It'll be interesting to see if this becomes a standard thing. Because it's not legendary. You can play 4 of them. If you do, you could literally have a 3/3 in play, exile 1 that's in your graveyard, make it a 5/5, and then gain a treasure token. Or probably do it on something a little less cool that doesn't already have flying and whatnot. But we'll have to wait and see. It does seem okay, although 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer may not be where standard's at right now. But limited. Oh, yes, limited. Good stuff. And let's not forget, counters go very well in those pesky doubling season decks and what have you. So, yeah. All right, next we have the Jeskai Brushmaster. Giggity. White, red, blue, and 1 for a 2/4 with double strike. That's actually pretty good, especially since it has prowess. Now, does that mean this is going to see play in standard? I don't think so. But if you do play this in standard, it could be good if you have ways to power it up with prowess, power it up with spells on prowess. But also without it not having trample, it's just gonna be very hard to get this thing through. So I just don't think it sees play. But this is definitely a limited bomb, and you better pray to God no one plays it against you. Next we have the Jeskai Shrine Keeper. It's a beautiful dragon. If you call it a dragon, it's got feathers, whatever. Anyway, white, red, blue, and 2, 5 mana for a 3/3 flying haster. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you gain 1 life and draw a card. If there is a way to play this in standard, it will happen. Gain a life, draw a card if you punch your opponent in the face for 3. I'm down with that. I mean, basically, you're getting a lightning helix for a red and a white, and then for a blue and a 2, you're getting a 3/3 haster that lets you draw a card and gain a life. Well, draw a card, I guess gain a life would be the helix part. Kind of, sort of. Anyway, point being, this seems very powerful, especially in limited. It may have some game in standard, depending how the format shakes out. Yeah. Commander? I'd be playing this on a Dragon deck in Commander. This is too good. Next, we have Armament Dragon. All right, this is an Abzan. Said it right the first time. Black, green, white, and 3 for a 3/4 flyer. Bit overpriced. When this creature enters, distribute 3+1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. Oh, that's why. For 6 mana, you could technically make this a 6/7. But again, probably limited at best, unless there's some weird shenanigans in standard to put dragons in for free. I know there's cards that do it, but making it viable, because this would be a sweet one to put in, making 6/7s for free that fly, or pump your whole team with 6, and leave this as a 3/4 to block. Could definitely be some shenanigans. So next we have Tarkir, Guardian. I don't know how to say that. Red, blue, green, and 3 colors for a 6/5 flying vigilance trample. And apparently we're out of room in the text box for more keywords. Anyway, this creature has hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet. This is insane. Again, probably not going to see standard play at 6 mana. However, a 6/5 vigilance trampling flyer is freaking amazing. Might not even be good and limited if you can't get to 6 mana. But if there's a shenanigan to put stuff into play cheap for free or early than the normal mana cost, this could be a powerhouse, because it's going to guarantee you 6 damage. At least, unless somebody blocks it. And then they can try to kill it. Because until it deals damage, they can't do anything to it. So if you just want to hold it back like a wall and let them swing into it and let you block the biggest thing so you kill their thing, and then they can use a removal spell, that's 2 for 1. That's kind of cool. That is called card advantage, if you will. But again, at 6 mana, this is probably not going to see a whole lot of action, except maybe Commander, but it's powerful, not going to lie. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Shout out to Sawyer as we wait with bated breath for our Tarkir boxes to come in. Until next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you crossing the game table.